Hello everyone, this is definitely not the third time I make this intro because my fucking PC doesn't want to work. Yeah, the video aspects here, and I'm back with a new video after an extremely long time since uploading anything. It's been about almost 1 year since I have made a video, and I'm starting to tangle everything around. Sorry. I'm happy to be back. It's been a long time, and I hope everybody's doing fine. Life has been okay, not bad. A little busy, work and gym and shit. Been doing other stuff, so definitely a little busy. It's not the main reason why I stopped making videos. That's part of it. I could say it's like a good maybe 30%, but there's definitely always time to make something, right? In videos, it's simply that I laugh. Oh my god, I can't speak. The simple reason why I stopped making videos, it's because I lost interest in the hobby. Um, it's happened about like 10 months ago that I stopped really caring about it. I was used to buy knives every month, multiple. I used to make videos quite a bit. I did take my breaks here and there, took a few months breaks. I never took a whole year off the YouTube channel. I think that I know at least. But I lost a lot of interest in the hobby. I wasn't used to even flip my knives at all. I had no interest in the hobby. I was just like, I just didn't open my Instagram. I didn't log into my YouTube. I had no idea what was going on. And I'm kind of sorry for that because I know that some people commented on videos or just like started following me and stuff. And I'm sorry if I was not there, I guess. It's kind of cool and weird to see that the hobby is kind of slowing down. I'm not going to say that it died because that's not true, and there's still a lot of activity, especially on Instagram, and a lot of makers doing things like Nabali's is fucking still doing the Create with Nabali's event and a lot of other stuff, which is super sick to see, and I'm happy to see that that's happening. But there's definitely some slowing down. Some makers that we know, as we know, they left the scene. Other like aftermarket parts maker kind of stopped doing some things. Some nice being discontinued by different companies. So definitely a lot of slowing down in the market as well, which is sad in a way because it's sad to see some people leave the market, especially makers that are really good. So it's cool to see that the market is slowing down. It's cool to see that the hobby is kind of slowing down a little bit and not like super, like saturated with a bunch of shit happening all day, every day. But it feels different for sure. And again, I really wanted to be back. I just recently got this itch of making something and making a video. And so today, or the video you're about to see is going to be about this motherfucker right here. Probably saw it from the title. So I'm happy to be back with this one, and I hope you guys enjoy too. So, uh, video, let's go. Alright, so as you saw from the intro, after months of not logging into my Instagram, I finally decided to do it, and I dropped the knife. The first 11 seconds on the video, that's beautiful. But I decided to log back into my Instagram account so that, just to check out, see what's up, see what everybody's doing. And I found this. I found the one Bison page, and I found this motherfucker waiting for me. So I decided to give it a try after not buying anything for a really long time. I just decided to get one, and here we are. This is the BlueRiver konohishi, konohishi clone. Konohishi, it's originally from Ryworks, which is a pretty well-known maker, I would say. Which I don't know how much active he is at this moment, but when he was really active, it was used to make a lot of really cool designs, and he was really well known to take a lot of inspiration from Japanese style designs or like Japanese swords or like stuff like katanas and stuff like that. In fact, if you have ever seen any knife on like a listing page, somebody selling some knives with these type of like diamond pattern, you were most likely looking at a Ryworks design. It was used to make a bunch of different price ranges, but it mainly around the 750 to like 1,000 or more dollar knives. So they were pretty much grails, but they were extremely iconic and just beautiful designs. And as soon as I saw this one, I just decided to go for it. because I just been a really big fan of his designs. Now this is kind of controversial because it's a clone, I know, but it's still a really cool design nonetheless, and it's not 750 bucks. Yeah, because we are always on a budget, remember that, always on a budget. At this moment, again, I don't know how active he is. I know that it was used to be a little bit active, and then he made some really interesting products. If you know, you know. And now I think he's kind of inactive too. I don't even know if he actually left the hobby or just the, you know, knife making slash bison making, which is kind of unfortunate, but it was really cool, and it will always be remembered for making some really sexy knives and other stuff. Unboxing. Let's just jump into the unboxing, and we're gonna talk about the look and other stuff because there's a lot of little things to talk about this. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you guys think BlueRiver copied and cloned Brightworks and the konohishi? The answer is yes. Yes, they just, there is no 1 to 10. They just copy the shit out of it. So this is the box in which the BlueRiver konohishi is gonna come in, which is extremely cool and also similar to the one that Brightworks comes in. In fact, there is also the logo, which is a big no-no in my opinion. Everybody, probably nobody likes that, but they put the original logo on it. It's kind of lame, but it comes in this wooden box just like the original. Inside the wooden box we have pickle sack, which is going to be, you know, the knife's going to be in there, but then the knife's going to be wrapped around this really nice cloth. And for as much as I know, you can get different combinations, but you can get different cloths and stuff, but the knife is going to wrap into this one, and then it's going to be tied up with this lace, which is pretty damn cool. And this is just the same way that a Brightworks knife is gonna come out of the box. Now, it's the quality of the materials the same? Probably not. But the experience itself, it's pretty much the same. It's the same thing, which is really cool because, you know, it's a really unique unboxing experience. The only non-cool thing is that they put the original logo on it, which is not really fun. It also comes with extra hardware. We have bushings, washers, and pivot screws, but does not come with any extra body screws, and this knife does have quite a bit, which is kind of not nice because if you know, decide to get this thing, beat it, you want more screws and you lose these, you either need to message one bison if they have some extra ones, or if not, you gotta find out the size of this one, trying to find it online and buy some aftermarket ones, which is always not fun to do. So just a little heads up. But the unboxing is pretty cool, not bad besides the logo and all that. Now the look of this knife, it's, I mean, extremely fucking sexy. Look at this thing, like the profile, the diamond pattern, the blade shape. It's really cool. It's a really cool knife, but you can actually get in many different variations, starting with the handles. As you can see, this one has this type of like texturing right here that goes all the way across it, and that is an option. You can also get it just not machined and just without the texture, so it's gonna be completely flat, kind of like that on the pivot, just all the way down. I did personally decide to get the texturing because I thought it was gonna be slippery, and to be honest, I do think that the texturing does help with grip. Ugh, goddamn. When it comes to specifications, I don't have the paper here, but like, probably gonna put on video as well. But we are looking at a titanium sandwich design, really standard sandwich design knife with block spacers. We are looking at, I don't know what blade steel, but I'll put it somewhere, and also bushings systems and hidden zen pins for the pin system. So it's a pretty basic system knife, no weight distributions, no weird systems, no, just plain. So of course you can get in different colors, and that's where I want to talk about as well, the anodization, which is not great. So it really depends of what you want, because I know that some people care about how the knife is anodized, some people don't. This one comes in different colors. I think it comes in black, this like blurple, I think it comes in green or like teal, and then just raw, non-anodized. And now I don't know about every single one, but this one specifically, it's not really good. As you can't really see it on video, but you can kind of see it right now. This liner, it's a little more blue than this one. This is more purple. And this one not as much. It's pretty decent. But I know you can't really see it too much on camera. And it's really a lot about the lining, which you're like, yeah, but it's a blurple, of course, about the lining. But trust me, in person you can see it just straight up that this one, it's much more purple than this one. This is just more blue in any lighting conditions. It's just two different colors. But on video, it kind of blends everything together a little bit more. Also, you can kind of see it down here where the screws are. There is some little spots of non-anodized color, especially on this one. Look at that. See the little like spot over there? Yep, you see it there? It's like shiny. That happens when just the solution or just the anodization doesn't go all the way down because it's like a tighter pocket. Something that I've experienced myself being anodizing a few knives. So that's kind of like a sign of not amazing anodizing processes, but whatever. And the main like crazy thing are the spacers. The spacers are just completely different colors. Look how pink these are compared to the knife. Again, you can't really see it as well on camera because lighting, but like you see this, guys? That is just like pink. Yeah, look at that. That's maybe because it's either a lower voltage, because usually the blurple it's a little bit higher than the pink, or they simply haven't dipped the pieces for long enough. Now I don't know which one it is, but all I know is that they're just two different fucking colors. So if this is something that bugs you, you can probably try to get, you know, the raw version. I don't know if all of the knives are gonna come with this not amazing anodizing, but just a heads up, you know, for people that actually care about anodizing and the way the knife looks. Now for the blade, it's first of all, it's beautiful. It's this really slight harpoon blade, and it's a little bit dirty as well. Fuck my life. Hold on. So it's this really beautiful harpoon blade, really slight harpoon. You can barely see it, but there you go. You can see over there. But it's a really slim and beautiful blade with a really nasty fucking tip. First thing is, if you want to have a sharp blade or a dual blade, and I got a dual blade, but let me tell you something. This thing is just as sharp as a sharp blade. Like the difference between this and a sharp blade is just like, I don't even know. Like, you just get one of those kitchen sharpening, you just do that, like that, and this is fucking sharp as fuck. So like, this is basically just a sharp knife. It's really thin on the edge. So making this a sharp knife, you could just probably just go outside on the concrete and just do this a few times, and you probably have an edge on this. So that's how dual this knife is. Tip is nasty. It's also kind of ruined. You can kind of see it. I think it's a little bit like dented. Wait, I can do this or this. Oh shit, I can also do that. What the fuck? Yeah, there you go. Tip is nasty, so heads up. Even if you buy the dual light blade, this thing, it's kind of dangerous. The other thing about the blade, which is really cool, is that you can get two different types of grinding. You can get the flat grind, which is gonna be like this one right here, like that on the tip, all the way down, or you can get like this one, the hollow grind, which is gonna be like that. You can see a little bubble thing going on right here, yeah, from down here all the way over there. You can see the little line, the little curve. That's a hollow grind, and that is handmade. That's what they say on their website. I think it's true, but, and you know, you do pay extra for that, and I think that for this specific configuration with the texturing, hollow grind and all that, you're probably gonna pay around 165 to 170. So it's something around that price for these specific customization options. Do I recommend to get the hollow grind? I mean, if you want to look cool, yeah, but of course, if you don't want to spend more money, you can just get a flat grind, and it's probably gonna be the same fucking thing. So yeah, now let's talk about tolerances, durability, what I think this knife can actually stand a beat or not. we'll talk about that. First thing first, harnesses. There's no tap, just a little wiggle and a little bit of play. This thing came out of the box really damn nice. No tap, no play, or barely any. So extremely well tuned, and I was really happy about it. I only had one time where for some reason there was some binding, but that was way after I got it, and the bind handle was used to bind, and it turned out it just needed some cleaning because I flipped it outside, I dropped it on fucking dust or whatever, some shit got stuck on the pivots and it was just a binding, but then I cleaned it, put it back together, put some lube, and it was just fine. Which also this does lead to sound test. This thing is really nice. Hear this? Really bouncy, really nice. No rings, no nothing, just straight up bouncy sandwich knife titanium sound, Now one thing that I did notice since I got this thing is that the handle gap does close up a little bit. This is on close, and I think this is about how it came out of the box. You can really squeeze it if you want to make it touch, and this is on open, which you can make touch. Now when I first got it, the handle gap was bigger than this. It was probably around like right here maybe, and then it closed to here. It did close pretty quickly, but after this much of closing, it didn't really move as much, or barely did, or it didn't move, which I do think is just about breaking in, and it also does explain how much the sound changed on this by being more muted to being more bouncy right now. So it could just be some breaking in procedures, so don't be too scared about that. But of course, if the handle gap gets closer and it starts slapping just by flipping it, I will let you guys know, because that's not good. Durability wise, it does feel really solid, and I think the overall structure of this, it's good. The only thing that concerns me, of course, as I said before, are these screws right here, which you don't have any replacements. There is 6 screws for each handle, so that's 12 screws that holds the spacers. That's not really nice, but I haven't had any problems or having these loose. I don't feel like they're loose, and never seen them moving or making noises. So I'm pretty confident that these are going to be fine. But of course, if you give some heavy beating to this thing, I'll definitely recommend checking on these and making sure that they're like Loctited and in place at all times, because then you might have some problems. But I think that if you just buy this thing to, chill flip it, daily flip it, like beating it like that, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be fine. This thing flipping wise, it's pretty decent. It's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. So for some reason this knife reminds me about some like older knives, because it feels more flat and doesn't have a lot of rounding and more raw in the feeling itself. It does remind me a lot of like an older knife, which is not a bad thing. I actually do like this quite a bit. When it comes to the flipping though, it does have pretty significant handle weight, in the way that it has pretty good spacers on the bottom, so rollovers are going to be quite nice. I like they feel good, they're good, really, like no complaints on rollovers. It just feels pretty decent. Fans are a little bit more weird because it does have decent handle weight. It does not have a whole lot of tip weight, because like look at that tip. The tip is basically non-existent, and so there's not a whole lot of weight towards the top, and so fanning doesn't feel as good. You can kind of see it dragging a little bit, and it's not amazing. You can still do it, like all the fans, reverse fanning to close. What else? Choker fans are a little bit weird. because not only the balance of the blade or like the weight on the blade's not the best, but also because it's really like squared off and it's not super rounded, so it's like kind of feels weird at times to do choker fans. Also because there is some tapering on the handle, so they get thicker on the bottom. So again, not the best handles. Also, like one thing that I noticed is that the bottom right here, they're a little bit sharp over here, so it's kind of feels weird to like do like something on your palm. But like you can still do anything, and like I don't know, like reverse fanning or all that stuff. You can still do it. Oh my god, it's kind of weird, but you can still do it. And if you're better at flipping than me, you can definitely do anything with this. But it's not 100% amazing. One thing that I noticed, and if you ask me what type of bias this knife is, and a bias, but I would mostly say pivot bias. And it's kind of weird because even when you flip this knife, like usually when you flip a knife that has good weight distribution, you will feel the handles, the end of the handles, and the tip of the blade pushing in two different directions. Especially when you fan, you will feel that the knife is gonna push in two different directions, making the T pose perfect, the T pose, and just carry the weight really well. Well, for this one, you do have quite a bit of weight on the bottom, but you also mainly feel that there's a lot of weight towards the pivots. And whenever you flip this knife, whatever trick you do, if you really pay attention to this, you will feel that the main weight focus it's actually on the pivots, and it's not on the knife itself. It's like it's not on the tip, it's not on the handles, but you will feel that all the weight that you actually feel when you flip this, it feels on the pivots. Now, is that a bad thing to be pivot heavy or like pivot bias? It's not terrible because it really depends on the knife too, but it's not terrible, but it's also not amazing. The way that I see this thing is that it's a really fun flipper and it's really cool. And I feel like it's a really cool flip, have in your pocket, take it out and just like, a few flips like that, chill flipping and stuff. It's really fun to flip. It's cool. It looks amazing. And, I really do enjoy it. But of course, if you're looking for something that is like top tier flipping, you are not gonna find it. Like, this is not a really competitive flipper when it comes to its balancing and all that. Now, can this thing still be flipped to a competitive level? Probably. Just saying that the window, like the skill gap that you can reach from this one compared to something like, a Kraken or other knives in the market, it's quite different. Like this one will push you back from doing some specific tricks. Other knives are not. And like one good example are, for instance, the ladders. This knife, for some reason, does have some details on the side of the handle, which are super slight. You can barely feel them. But on the spacers, there's absolutely nothing, no jimpings. And I know what you're saying. Yeah, but you don't really need jimpings to do ladders. Jimpings are just like something new that came out not too long ago, and everybody's getting used to it because they're pussies. But it's so slippery. It's shiny fucking titanium. This shit is slippery, and like you could probably do ladders. I'm not gonna do them because I'm terrible at flipping and ladders. But good luck. It's really slippery. You can probably still do them, but like it's just so fucking slippery, and it's not really that great. And also really fucking sharp tip and blade. So fuck that. So is this knife good? I think it's good for like a pocket experience knife. Something you pull out, you flip a little bit, and it looks great. And you want to flex. I don't know how you feel about flexing this, but you want to have it out there. And I mean, for $165, it's not a bad knife. It's definitely something a little bit different than compared to like a really high tier flipping knife, and that's also why you might like this more, because maybe you want something more chill and not something that's 100%, the best balance, super neutral. You might just want something fun to flip and different that just feels a little bit more like, you know, older, with not a lot of features compared to other knives with no weight distribution bullshit and all that. So maybe you just want something more old school, and this might be it. Still like it, still enjoy it, still like to, you know, as I said, take it out of my pocket, fidget it a little bit, flip it a little bit, and then put it back. That's it. This is what I think about this. So yes, I do like it. It is cool. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I gotta go, unfortunately, to fucking get ready for work. Fuck my life. But, you know, it is what it is. That's how it is. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next video soon enough, hopefully. So yeah, thank you and bye bye.